You're listening to episode 749 of the Father Bills Podcast. Welcome back. This week's episode is entitled Put God First, given on the 13th Sunday in Ordinary Time, 2020. Today we hear from Jesus that love of Him must come first. It must be preeminent. That is, before all else, including our spouse, which you might find pretty simple. Children, that might be tough. Your pastor, no problem. Or that hobby or thing you want so badly. Before power even, or fame, money, social status, etc. Only after Him may come other loves. This is an amazing statement. It would be actually very disturbing if we thought about it long enough, because it is very hard. No guru, no prophet, no teacher, no preacher, nobody sane has ever made this kind of statement about themselves, except for God Himself. And in a passive way, Jesus has just made it clear who He is, that He is divine. What Jesus was trying to make clear is that only after loving God can all other attractions be experienced for what they truly are. We would recognize their limitations, their inadequacies, their flaws. We would still be attracted to them, but know that those attractions are limited in their ability to fill our yearning that we have for God. That is, the ultimate yearning stamped into our being. All beauty is a foreshadowing of God. All wonderful things are a prefiguring of God. All the sacraments have God present, but like in particular, marriage prefigures something greater. Greater, that is, not God, but another experience, a more intimate experience with God. Heaven. So we know this, for God made us to be like Him and to be with Him. Any absolute attraction to a created thing or person makes that thing or person an idol. They cannot possibly fulfill every yearning we have. They are limited. They're not meant to fulfill those things. God, however, is not limited. So if we want to love in a way that will radiate out like an explosion, a love that releases us from the neediness of the approval of others, a love that simply frees us, then we must first love God. And God made that fairly obvious how to do that. We simply need to come to know Him in the person of Jesus Christ, and let our hearts go into His perfect love. Then by losing our life in this divine mystery, we find our own. Thanks again for listening to this episode of the Father Bills Podcast. Here at St. Anne in Grants Pass, which is in Southern Oregon, and actually throughout our archdiocese, our Archbishop Sample, has given a directive that all of us should be wearing masks during Mass, a face covering of some kind during Mass, though priests will need to use it during communion for sure, and are not required to use it during other parts of the Mass since we're not really near anybody, and it's hard to hear or understand with a mask on, as we probably all know that. Readers also, when they do read, are not required to use a mask. But everybody else is required to use a mask, and we have them available. Though I'd ask that some people who can, please make them, maybe even donate them so we can give them to people. And that's kind of what we're trying to do. We're concerned because there's been an uptick, as we all have heard, of coronavirus cases throughout areas that are, releasing restrictions, and ours is included in that. So I'd ask that you consider doing that, maybe even locally at your own parish, wherever you are. If you have any comments or questions or whatever, just go to my website, fatherbill.org, FRBILL.org. There you can email me, see what's going on the Facebook page or the Twitter. There's a few things on the Instagram, but not much. But I will try to get back to you if you email me. In the meantime, God bless you and have a great week. Be safe. Bye-bye.